This includes allowing wives of detained JI members to up their skills and gain better employment eventually.
I think new initiatives we could proceed with the family, especially when we also consider we also consider that the mentorship program is one of the important programs that we could work together with the families. We also intend to rope in the children into various workshop, camp, or training schemes.
The giving of festive cookies is a small effort that goes a long way in complementing Singapore's effort in combating terror. The cookies are often donated by both Muslims and non-Muslims. It's a collective effort that runs parallel to the country's multifaceted approach involving the government and the people in building up social resilience. In the face of the ever-present terrorist threat, building social resilience in Singapore has proven to be highly pertinent, as it helps guard the nation against a fragmentization of society along ethno-religious lines. It's a task that should not be left to the government alone, but one that requires the active involvement and collective effort of all Singaporeans, irrespective of race or creed. Sister Teresa Xiao, who is a council member of the Interreligious Organization, or IRO, knows this all too well. She has carried out numerous interfaith activities together with other leaders and members of the IRO, and is deeply aware that any religion can be subjected to abuse.
I could vouch in a sense of saying that, well, in the years that I have always been interacting with the Muslims, there may be people who have abused Islam, for their own ends, but people whom I know, even the common people that I meet on the streets, I don't think that they are there.
Growing up in Geylang Serai area, Sister Teresa has attended many festivals organized by her Malay neighbors. That experience has made it easier for her to reach out to communities from other religious groups and interact with them without any inhibitions whatsoever. The sense of camaraderie can be seen in occasions such as the joint celebrations of Christmas and Hari Raya, which she remembers fondly.
Of course, when we started planning for that, it started months earlier, and this was before September 11. We felt a sense of urgency to make sure that, we do it together and we show it to both the Muslims and our Catholic community that despite what is happening in the world, the trust and the confidence that we have built between the communities has always been there, and that the function itself was really an effort to kind of show this relations that was already existing.
But the ties between the various communities have to be constantly developed and built upon from time to time. The social capital invested over many years will be a key determinant of how fast and how strong a society can recover from a crisis situation.
I think our leaders of the different communities, different religious groups, do understand the need to get to know the other culture, the other religion, and to bridge the gap between themselves.
Another individual who's been highly visible in the efforts at building bridges with various religious communities in Singapore is 59-year-old Vincent Wong. Vincent was once quite oblivious to the threat posed by terrorism. He could not see how the manipulation of one's religious beliefs can lead to disastrous consequences.
At the very beginning, actually I have a very blurred picture about what is terrorism. It's sensitive for us sometimes to discuss, this religious issue with our, Muslim friends.
These days, Vincent feels more resources should be made available to non-Muslims as well, so every individual has a better understanding of them, preventing any biased finger-pointing. Together with a few friends, Vincent translated the book Fighting Terrorism, Singapore Perspective into Mandarin. More than 5,000 copies of that version have so far been distributed island-wide.
The language itself designed in such a way we cannot translate word by word from the English version. By saying that, a lot of our Muslim friends, the name we didn't translate because we don't want to make it confused.
The Malay Muslim community, on the other hand, sees the need to build trust, which has been somewhat affected momentarily by a group of misguided individuals who have failed to see how critical and difficult it is to build a strong and lasting friendship among citizens who share a common space and a common destiny in this country of ours. Such a spirit is expressed through the values found in the Singapore Muslim Identity, or SMI. The 10 values of SMI reflect the desire of all Malay Muslims to coexist peacefully with other races, share the nation's common vision and aspirations to achieve rapid progress as one united nation.
We have to explain to them, like all faith communities, we pray and we have a place of worship. But the most important thing is, what is our religious outlook? What is our outlook towards life in Singapore? How do we identify ourselves here in this country where we live, as you say, with a very diverse multicultural society? So I see the SMI as a reiteration of the vision and the goals of the Singaporean Muslim community.
Experts believe counter-terrorism measures do not promise a one-size-fits-all remedy. All parties have a role to play in ensuring that radicalism does not rear its ugly head ever again. Conducting regular interfaith activities at all levels will help educate the public and increase their awareness and knowledge about the threat of radicalism, while allowing the bond between races to be strengthened even further.
But at the end of the day,